Guys, welcome back to the human condition. Today will be our first video in the biology segment. To be honest, I don't really know a lot about biology, just the neurotransmitters. So I was going to talk a little bit about what is brain chemicals, and how they affect people on their day-to-day life, and that's why they're a pretty big part of the human condition, because they affect the way you think, ties in with psychology. So the first video would be the one I know the most about in biology, honestly. It's only brain chemicals. So this honestly might be a short segment, and because I don't know a ton about biology, except the part that kind of relates to psychology. I also thought this cool concept. I made a video about it before, and I was like, this video is kind of like, it kind of cringe. So I was like, I'm not gonna post this one, and it was like different brain chemicals as types of people. I thought that was a cool concept. I had like a lot of cool concepts in it, but I didn't describe it as well as I was hoping to be honest. So I might redo that one if you guys think I should. Let me know. Different types of brain chemicals as people. But I might redo it if you guys want. But this one's gonna be more generic than that one. It's gonna be more like, what are the brain chemicals and how they affect us and make us the way we are. So what is brain chemicals? Brain chemicals are the things that affect our brain. Crazy. So it's there's a ton of them. There's like thousands of them. I don't really know a ton of them, but there's the main ones I know are dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, cortisol, and melatonin, testosterone, and GABA. So basically, dopamine is like motivation. I want to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm not really going to think about my actions, I'm just going to kind of do. So with dopamine, you might be more inclined to be more impulsive with high levels of dopamine. You might not, a lot of people, I think they say with ADD or ADHD have high levels of dopamine. So it can just cause you to be like, have a hard time paying attention to different things and focusing on stuff. What else does high levels of dopamine do? It makes you very motivated though. Yeah, that's a good thing about it. It makes you very motivated. It makes you passionate. It makes you not wanting to quit. So it's all pretty good stuff to have at least a moderate amount of dopamine. I mean, if you have too low dopamine, you'll be kind of like depressed, kind of bummed out, it sucks. So high levels of good balance, like everything in life, for the brain chemicals is pretty important. So in my old video, I was gonna do dopamine is the type of person who's kind of like the player. He does a lot of fun things. He goes out and drinks. He's like the party guy. He's pretty lit. He's a party animal. He's pretty lit. And he or she does whatever they want. And they're the type of person that like needs their friends around them to make sure they don't do impulsive things. If you ever saw the show How I Met Your Mother, Barney Stinson's is the perfect embodiment of what dopamine would be as a person. So I think that's a good analogy of someone who is dopamine. Barney, or you can just characterize it as anyone who is the fun-loving, but not like emotionally depth person. You can't really reach them as much, but they're still fun-loving and good to hang around. Serotonin is the parent of the group. He or she takes care of everyone. And serotonin as a chemical is the thing that makes you feel overall good. They're the person that or just the chemical that makes you light up the room. They're like pretty lit, awesome people, and or the chemical makes everything else chill and calm down. So if you have too much dopamine, serotonin might help pull that down. It can just balances out all the other chemicals. So that's why serotonin is a pretty important chemical to have, because it make all the other chemicals kind of balanced. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so maybe that might not be 100%, but in my opinion, I think it does do that. So, for what that's worth. But yeah, that's what I think serotonin does. Oxytocin is the love hormone. So this is like the hormone that bonds people together. So this would be like the person in a person that's like very committed, loyal, and a good friend. Also, typically in relationships, they would be like opposite of dopamine. They'd be really committed to the person, loving, caring, and pretty good people to be around. And so would be dopamine, but for different reasons. Oxytocin, reliable, like steadfast, caring, emotional. Dopamine, fun, hang around, life of the party, type vibes. I guess if we're doing by How I Met Your Mother references, oxytocin would be like Marshall. He's like loving, caring, committed, and a good friend. Like, honestly, although he could be considered serotonin because he keeps the gang in balance. So, yeah. So, or maybe Ted's serotonin. I don't know. Like, does Ted really keep the gang in balance though? Yeah, I don't know. But that's oxytocin. GABA, a new one I learned today. GABA, or not today, just in general recently. GABA's, I always thought you can characterize as the friend or the person who is just really chill and really chill. I used to think it was melatonin, like, but this would be like the sleepy friend, the guy who the friend that's probably always high a lot. It's a cool, chill friend. GABA, I guess that would be GABA instead, but melatonin would be the sleepy friend who sleeps all day. So that would be melatonin. What else is there? What am I missing? Testosterone, the jacked friend. He's at the gym getting ripped, getting shredded, lifting like 500 pounds weights, you know? That would be oxytocin, or not oxytocin, testosterone. So, I mean, I'm sure you can imagine people that embody testosterone. I don't know, I can give a ton of examples of that, like big masculine brutes, you know? You can probably think of a ton of people like that. They'd be, yeah, the person that's jacked and stuff. And, what other ones? I think, is that all? And that's all the chemicals, I think. Well, all the chemicals that most people know, and like there's a lot of neurotransmitters that they don't talk about. I tried to couldn't figure it out. They don't have a lot of information on it. But I hope you like the characterizations of brain chemicals as people. This question I really have, or what can brain chemicals be characterized as friends, or can brain chemicals represent friends, types of friends? But maybe I'm just going to change this video to, can brain chemicals represent types of people in general? So the rundown, it's just not trying to compare it to people. Dopamine is the impulsive, or I keep wanting to compare it because I like that concept, but I think it's more easier to understand if I compare it to people. Dopamine makes someone motivated, desire a lot, not think a lot, or ton, but they're really awesome people. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do with the people analogy because I feel like that's the best way to describe it. So those are the brain chemicals and how they affect you. So just consider the way I described it affecting an individual. So if someone has too much dopamine, they might end up like the dopamine person. If someone has too much of any of them, they might end up like that person. For the pros and the cons. There's pros and cons to each of those that I listed. So yeah, hope you thought this was a pretty lit concept. Yeah, so this is can neurotransmitters be types of friends? I hope you liked it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, let me know if you like the new thumbnails. I got a lot of traction on my last video, which was awesome. So I really appreciate you guys. I got more impressions, which on YouTube, which is like they send your video out to more people, and then more people have the option to click on it. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. So but the click rate wasn't great, but at least we're getting somewhere. More impressions, more opportunities, more possibilities. Gotta always think of the bright side. Can't let the negative, you gotta think of the bright side. So that's pretty lit. Yeah, so I tried to make this video. I think I'm not gonna have thumbnail on this one because my most popular video, I'm obviously want to do what my most popular video is, like the introduction video. So I'm gonna do this one with trying to similar with that, but combine it with the last video I made to increase impressions. So then increase impressions and increase the likelihood of someone clicking on it. So that's what I'm gonna try to do and see how this works in this video. I guess the material in this video is pretty important too. So I hope the concept of dopamine being the player, serotonin being the caretaker friend, oxytocin being the lovey-dovey romantic friend, GABA being the chill guy who might be like the high friend, melatonin being the sleepy friend that sleeps all day, and testosterone being the jacked friend, and good analogies to make you understand the chemicals. And I'll see you guys in my next vid. Next vid I'm probably gonna be a little more confident because it's gonna be another astrology video. Hopefully not as long as the first one. Probably not as long as the first one. And I'll be talking about the the moon signs, the moon through the different signs. So that should be a pretty interesting one. And I might even bring up examples of people that have these signs in real life and compare them. So just let me know how you feel about the vid, if you like the thumbnails, if you want to keep a more natural video where it's not like thumbnails, just let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe, and I love you guys. See you in the next one.